Is Master the new bronze in Street in Street Fighter 6? I can't even say that with straight face. Oh my god. Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here. And as you may have guessed by the title, we're going spicy today because we're gonna talk about the ranking system. As I'm practicing my lovely little modern Chun-Li, we're gonna talk about ranking. Because the ranking system in Street Fighter 6 is something that got a lot of discussion. It's very different to the prior games, and now there is a master MR system, master league matches, and some people think it's too stressful, some people think it's fine. Is it too accurate? Is it too punishing? Well, let's talk about it. Recently I saw this tweet by MBR, and in this tweet they're talking about the player levels pretty much based on their MR. And what you don't know is if you make it to master, you are automatically at 1500. The more you're winning, you rise up in the ranks. The more you lose, well, you can actually go down. There are players who are well below 1500. Anyways, 1500 to 1600, beginners with good fundamentals. Wow. And just wow at this tweet. And this tweet, like 136,000 views. This made the rounds. People seen this. 1600 to 1700, solid players with flaws. 17 to 18, solid players who can ruin brackets. So players who are good enough to make it far in tournaments on good days, pretty much, right? 18 to 19, animals. Obviously means very good players. 19 to 2k, very solid, no flaws. 2k plus tournament winners. And while there is a point to this, and I can somewhat see what they're talking about and somewhat I agree, I will say this is a little bit far too elitist of a take. Like, it's not that inaccurate, but it is far too elitist, man. Like, if you're saying people at 1500 to 1600 are beginners, then what are of the people who are below 1500? Diamonds, platinums? That is just crazy. That's just crazy. Like, I still can't believe he actually said this. And as you would imagine, obviously this caused a lot of controversy, but let's get into that a little bit later. Here we're gonna check out the player distribution in Street Fighter 6. Player distribution based on ranking, right? And this was from a post on Reddit. I will leave the links to all of the Reddit posts in the description so you can take a look at it. But here they're talking about the number of players in each rank. And what you will notice here is that the player pool, the league with the highest number of players, is actually Platinum. 22.5% of the players are at Platinum. And this is very different compared to other fighting games. If we compare this directly to Street Fighter 5, this is Street Fighter 5, and in Street Fighter 5, Bronze, Super Bronze, Ultra Bronze, or Bronze in general, this made up around 60% of the player base. So the average player in Street Fighter 5 is likely to be in the Super Bronze range, or at least in the Bronze range in general, right? While Street Fighter 6 appears to be more of a kin, I will say, to shooting game, at least my experience in something like Overwatch, where if you were an average player, you will be around the gold and platinum range. Street Fighter 5 followed more of a pyramid scheme. The vast majority of the players will be at the bottom, and then as you would go up, the percentage would go down. So if you take a look at this, it's almost consistently going down. Now, this will all get more interesting when you check out the master ranking, right? Because this is saying that Street Fighter 6 got now 56,000 players at masters. And I will be honest, I'm not sure if this is like 56,000 unique players or 56,000 characters slash accounts, because obviously in this game each character got an individual ranking, so could be a little bit muddy. Like, I want to give it the benefit of the doubt, but yes, more masters in this game. Now compare this to Street Fighter 5, where if we're talking even like based on your like the number of players, here you could be the 56,000 on the leaderboards and your master, while in this game the minimum for master was around you know what, let's say 9,000, right? So there is far more masters in Street Fighter 6 than there is in Street Fighter 5, and this obviously have caused a lot of issues as well. If you don't know why this is the case, it's because in Street Fighter 6 obviously there is a placement matches which can immediately give you a big head start. And in this game, if you lose, at worst you're losing 40 points. If you win, you can win a minimum of 50 regardless of who you're beating. So if you're maintaining a 50% or even like 40-45% win rate, you will still rise up in rankings, right? And before I get into this, because this is something I actually have to talk about, there was like this dude in the previous videos that said Mura is still in Diamond. Well, this is actually the account I play on. It's a PlayStation account. Even then, I don't really have like a large number of matches. I've made it very clear that I don't enjoy ranking matches that much, at least in this game, because of the matchmaking, and I don't really want to use VPN, etc. Anyways, I don't know why I commented on this. Like I said, this have bred a different level of issues, right? Here we got it with by Automatic, and what Automatic is saying is, I'm an old man disappointed at how many people one and done for points. And it's something that I got to mention as well, because this have been my experience as well. People one and done in Street Fighter 6 far more than any other fighting game I have ever played, and that is because the skill gap at Master is the biggest it has ever been. Yes, more people are able to make it up, more people are able to get to the Master rank, etc. But now there is a much wider skill gap, and obviously there was this tweet by Mad Gear who's saying that the game is making them unhealthy. But I want to focus here on my reply, where I was saying that the game is actually, I do think the ranking system as it stands right now is not that good, because if we're talking about the MR ranking system, right, it's very punishing. The game, Street Fighter 6 is not a very stable game. A lot of people are, you know, asking for the game in tournaments to be a first to 3, so the game punishing you hard for a first to 1, that's just punishing, right? You need time to actually adapt to the opponent. But it's not just that, because there are more players now at Master, the pool for matchmaking now have far too many skill levels, right? So you can have a player who have very little experience and real tournament players, and they're fighting all the time in the same matchmaking pool. And I do think this is what's causing a lot of these one and dones. A lot of people now are at a point where they never would have dreamt of being. Kind of punishing, but I'm being honest. Here in this game, I do think, at least for the ranking system, Street Fighter 5, despite being much more punishing, I do think this kind of scheme kind of avoided making the matchmaking, I don't know how to say it, avoided the matchmaking having a ton of different skill levels for the players, right? But if you're in Street Fighter 6 now at Master, you can fight literal gods almost, or you can fight players who are just getting into fighting games and have been grinding Street Fighter 6 for a bit. And I'm not sure if that is good for the game, because like I said, yeah, a lot of people are one and dunning, rage quitting, etc. I do think it's at an all-time high. I would love to hear your thoughts about all of this in the comment section below. What do you think of the new MR system? What do you think of the new ranking system in general? LP, is it a good idea to increase the number of players at Masters as much as possible? But then once you get there, the matchmaking is wild. It's the Wild West in Master. You can fight the Sharks or Magikarp. Anything goes. You don't really know if you're getting a Magikarp or a Gyarados. Like, anything can happen. I would love to hear your comments on this in the comment section below. I'll be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.